wearing something positive.
Positive? Like poppin'?
Like poppin'?
God knows we need it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world famous proudly presents the star of our show.
Do you really like your city? Do you like this traveling all over the world and mixing everywhere? Love it.
Hi, I'm Terrence Lewis.
And I'm Keisha White, and we're presenting our perspective on Philly Youth News.
But actually, in this episode of Poppin', we're going to take you outside of Philadelphia and show you what's popping around the world.
Don't worry, Philly is still our home and our favorite city, but we noticed that there are a lot of interesting things going on outside of Philly, and that young people who live here have an international perspective through things such as global service, activism, sports, and their experience as immigrants.
All right. Usually, y'all would know us as Poppin', present our perspective on Philly Youth News, but in this episode, call us Poppin', present our perspective on Planet Youth News.
Today we're here at the Ben Franklin Parkway, a famous Philly landmark with an international flavor.
Hey, Tasha, what country is that right there?
Well, that's the flag of the country Nepal. And did you know that it was the last flag to be added to the Ben Franklin Parkway?
No, I didn't, but Nepal, wasn't that where Philadelphia's Build On participants went to go volunteer? And Poppin's very own Lindsay went to go interview them at their annual celebration?
Well, let's check it out.
Build On is an international nonprofit organization that runs after-school programs here in the United States focused on service, sponsorship, and global awareness. And that's because we're also connected internationally. We build schools in developing countries.
This year, students from over 12 Philadelphia area high schools went to Nicaragua, Mali, Malawi, and Nepal through Build On's program called Trek.
Hi, I'm here with Matt, and Matt has some exciting news. He's going to be going to Nicaragua with Build On in a couple weeks.
Hold up, where in the world is Nicaragua? Oh, it's right in between South America and North America, nestled in Central America. And that's what it looks like.
So, what are your expectations for your upcoming trip to Nicaragua? What do you think you'll be doing, and how do you think you'll like it?
My family, I'm going to be living with a family that speaks only Spanish, and I've taken a few years, so that should be pretty exciting. I'm really excited to build this school. That should be fantastic. Everyone, it's really the bond that we're going to make building this community center of a building in this town is just fantastic.
Hi, I'm here with Kyle, and he just got back from Nepal.
Wait just a minute, Nepal? Where's Nepal? Don't worry, I'm here to let you know. It's located in Asia, right between India and China.
So, Kyle, what's poppin' in Nepal?
Everything. Nepal was very nice, good experience.
So what exactly did you do there? Can you break it down for us a little bit?
We went there to help build a school in Third World Village. The village we was in was Karula. Yes, we built a school, we built the foundation. It was hard work, manual labor, but knowing that we was building a school for their young to grow up educated, gave us the power and strength to push through.
Trek is free to all students who volunteer for Build On, but the program asks that participants choose a fundraising goal. Last year, all programs in Philly combined raised over $10,000 to help build schools around the world.
Can you tell me what's going on over here?
Well, we're voting for which schools we think did the best with fundraising and Build On and raising money for the school in Nicaragua this year.
So which school do you think you're going to vote for?
We're going to vote for SLA because they did a really cool no sweat fashion show.
Hi, I'm here with Gina, and back in March, Gina organized a different sort of fashion show. Can you tell us what this is about, Gina?
Yeah, so in March of 2011, we organized a sweatshop-free fashion show, and basically what that means is that all the clothes that were highlighted were made either by designers who didn't use sweatshops, or it was secondhand. And my goal was to highlight awareness about fair trade clothes and workers who work in sweatshops. And a lot of what Build On does, it builds schools in underprivileged countries. And the children that attend these schools, if they didn't go to school, they would most likely be working in a factory. So those issues go hand in hand.
You and me together.
So we just left Build On's year-end celebration. It was a night of food, fun, dancing, awards, poetry, music. And it was really great to see what inspirational things these kids are doing in their communities and outside the United States, and meet some of the teachers and the advisors who make it all possible. Overall, it was a really awesome evening, and we're happy to be there. Peace.
I like the left side better. Wow, Tasha, I didn't know that getting involved with community service can help you travel the world.
Yeah, that's a lot of ways to see the world. Like soccer.
Soccer?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Can you tell us a little bit about Starfinder?
Pretty much Starfinder, its whole idea of it is to get kids off the street and get them involved in soccer.
And can you tell the viewers a little bit about the soccer tournament that went on today?
It was a tournament sponsored by SKF. It's a Swedish company, and all the teams were randomly picked, and it was a knockout rounds, and it was fun. It was just a good time.
The winning team from Tottenham. Where are those Tottenham?
After the tournament, the Swedish sponsor, SKF, had a special surprise for the students.
SKF sponsors what they call Meet the World tournaments. And I would like to tell you that today, SKF is going to send 17 of you to Gothia, to Sweden.
Poppy.
I understand you recently went to Sweden. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience?
It was awesome, man.
Oh, it was really fun.
It was cool that a lot of people in Sweden know how to speak English. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a great experience. We played teams from all around the country. Fortunately, we didn't do that well, but it was a lot of fun.
So where were some of the other places that you met people from?
We met people from Bolivia, England, Mexico,
Brazilians, a lot of countries, and we learned about cultures too.
Did they already have kind of assumption of people from Philly?
Swedish people, all they knew was New York, New York.
How has playing soccer helped you in school?
On the soccer field, you have to deal with people from different races, and then in school, there's a lot of race, so you get to get along with them.
You seem like you're a little out of breath a little bit.
I just keep on having a scrimmage against another team.
So what kind of values that through playing soccer that you can instill like in everyday life?
Like a lot of leadership, because I play defense. You have to have a lot of leadership to be able to play defense, and courage and honesty to your teammates too.
Yeah, I think that working on a team is really important, because sometimes you can't do something alone by yourself.
And how in playing soccer helped you in your future?
Well, I'm looking to play college soccer, so hopefully I might be able to get a scholarship to go play soccer.
At least I get to say, like when I'm older, I get to say I went to Sweden.
How has playing soccer helped you out academically?
Oh, a lot. Because, you know, I play soccer, I love soccer, and I want to go to college and play soccer, so I'm going to make sure I do great in school so I can play soccer in college.
On the soccer field, you have to be focused, so you could also use that in school to be focused on your lessons.
Soccer's helped me in school because at Starfinder we have SAT courses we have to take, so it helps a lot with our curriculum and stuff.
And alright, tell us about one fun popular thing that went on this weekend.
Sweden, we got to go to the disco. It's like a club, and you know.
The girls, man, the girls. They're pretty, they're cute.
Yeah, that's what's up. Watch. All right.
So through their love for soccer, they were able to travel to Sweden,
Meet pretty girls,
do better in school. That's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, I wonder could you go for ping pong though? You already know me. All that. Go.
I guess it's possible.
Cool, say no more. This is a great opportunity though, which reminds me of when POPPYN went down to Washington D.C. to go meet young folks from around the country, and they're protesting on how the lack of fundings and opportunities in their school.
What's up, everybody? This is Mo from POPPYN, and I'm here with
Lindsay,
Aaron. We're in our nation's capital for the National Rally and March for Youth Investment, where a lot of youth have come together from all over the country to talk about this great issue.
today dozens of youth organizations have marched from the Department of Education to the Department of Labor to raise awareness.
As you can see, the youth are really passionate and united about education. So let's go see what's poppin'.
How dare we call ourselves the land of the free and the home of the brave, when our students are chained to the ground and prevented from reaching the future they deserve.
POPPYN traveled to DC to catch students from all over the country take a stand. In a march and a rally, they shared their stories and made their voices heard.
Everything's important about today, man. I got a lot of friends that's dead, man. We're doing that for them. A lot of people that's locked up because they don't have jobs. They ain't had a proper education, you know what I'm saying? That's what we marching for, so that we could get that budget open, you know what I'm saying?
I'm really sad that, and then it feels like they don't have, the government doesn't support them, so they feel like since they're not getting support from the government that no one really cares, so they could just like go into the streets, so they just turn to the streets. So now we have a lot of students killing each other, fighting over phones and things like that because
They rallied to fight for their lives, demanding funding for youth jobs and reform to the education system. We talked to some students to see what they had to say about the movement.
Education means a lot. Education determines your future, basically. So I
I just feel like we really need an education to move forward with our life. We can't just sit around and do nothing.
And I also feel like we deserve, like, you know, the other opportunities as people who can afford, like, better schools, because we go to public schools, so it's like we have less, like, our facilities suck, our books suck. It's like we're in raggedy, like, areas, and it's like, no, we deserve equal rights because, you know, we all have the opportunity at being great, so why lower us from start?
We just wanted to put it out there that we could graduate and they shouldn't close our schools, because that's just setting us up for failure even more.
Students have the power. The power are in the students' hands, and if the students don't take charge, then we won't get what we want.
Take notice of what we're doing, because things like this will continue to happen until we get the things that we need to be successful. We will do whatever it takes to ensure our futures.
I demand that the government take notice of us today and see that we are serious when we demand educational justice.
New protections for LGBT youth so they won't get bullied or harassed in schools, as well as the passage of the DREAM Act, because we all know there's these undocumented students that have brilliant minds but aren't able to go to college, right?
We are what democracy looks like. And in a land that was built for the people, by the people, democracy will always prevail.
We are some more people. We got a story. We tell the whole damn world. We are some more people. We got a story. We tell the whole damn world. Make some noise.
Wow, Terrence, that's crazy. I didn't know the same issues affecting Philly were also common in other places.
Yeah, well, young and old people around the U.S. have the same injustice in common. Just the other day, I went to City Hall to go talk to some of the people in the movement Occupy Philly.
Wait, Occupy Philly, is that the same as Occupy Wall Street?
Well, let's just go find out. So can you tell me a little bit about Occupy Philly?
Sure. Occupy Philly is a movement that is standing with several other movements in solidarity.
This started in Lower Manhattan at Occupy Wall Street, and it is now a global movement.
It is a movement for a lot of people that are having their jobs cut.
If 99% of the people are without jobs, have to, as I do, I have to choose between food and housing. Eventually there will be violence.
Occupy Philly started October 6th, about 3 weeks after New York's Occupy Wall Street. Hundreds of protesters gathered at City Hall discussing strategies to balance out the inequalities in America. Occupiers have been there, camping out ever since, day and night, rain or shine. So how do you think teens could get involved in with Occupy Philly?
Teens can get involved by just coming out here. There's an info sign posted right over there in the center of our area, and it has all the various working groups. Getting involved on producing your own independent media, what you guys are doing right now. You could help our food staff over there and just serve food to people.
You can donate clothes, food.
So what is Occupy Philly like? What is the main goal of this movement?
Our end game plan is our current game plan, which is to occupy and develop direct democracy. And that means that everyone is participating. It's not like we're electing representatives to speak for us. Every single person here can speak for themselves on issues that matter to them. And that's our main mission right now.
Everybody go take it to the streets of South Philly and ask the teen youth on what they think about Occupy Philly.
Attention, 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 attention,
Hey everybody, this is Terrence once again. We're here in South Philly at the Murphy Rec Center, and we're here today to ask the young youth about what they know about Occupy Philly and how they think the movement is affecting them in their life. How did you hear about Occupy Philadelphia?
At Terrence 215.
That's me, by the way. What can you tell me about Occupy Philly?
Well, I know that Occupy Philly started out in New York, and now it's worldwide.
I know that you're trying to like help everybody be equal by taxing the more wealthy people to help the younger, like the not so, rich people and stuff like that.
And it's about people wanting the richer citizens to be taxed more and poorer citizens to be taxed less.
So, how do you think completing this movement will like benefit you and like youth around the world?
Keeping our schools in better condition, like keeping kids off the street by having nice, better courts and stuff like that. Courts with nets. I wish.
So what could you do as a youth to like help Occupy Philly get their message across and help the movement?
I can tell my fellow peers, and hopefully they can tell people when we can actually go down to City Hall and protest.
Are you aware that we are the 99% and that there's only 1% out of the rich population that gets 40% of all the wealth, and the 99% split 60?
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
How does that make you feel, knowing that 1% gets 40% of all the wealth and we get so much little?
I know my parents go through a struggle trying to be able to take care of me, to keep me away from like the bad things that's happening.
Wow, that's the first positive thing I've heard about organized by a group of people from Philly. Usually all you hear about is them flash mobbing or beating up old people.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. The only thing good about Philly is a cheesesteak. And that.
Your stereotypes are typical for someone who only watches the news, but luckily for you, Lindsay and Aaliyah made that their focus for the segment Breaking It Down.
I'm Lindsay Grafe.
And I'm Aaliyah Lachey.
And we're breaking it down. This episode, we're learning a lot about what's popping around the world. But Aaliyah, you've lived here your whole life. Have you ever wondered what the world thinks of Philadelphia?
More importantly, what does media tell the world about Philadelphia? Let's break it down for everyone. What does TV, movies, music, commercials, and the news telling everybody about the city of brotherly love? And what are we, for real?
All right, so what do we have in Philly? We have cheesesteaks, right? And Rocky, and what else?
Oh, Lindsay, you have much to learn. Why don't you talk about some of the silly stereotypes and I'll enlighten you about what Philly is really about.
Okay, so what's the #1 thing you hear about Philly in the news? Flash mob. Kids like to break stuff and beat people. That's what Philly or youth are all about, right? They even wrote about it in The Parade, a magazine that's distributed to more than 500 Sunday newspapers in the country. So everyone in America knows that Philly flash mobbers are bad.
Well, not all youth in Philly are part of these bad types of flash mobs. In October, a bunch of people organized a positive flash mob in North Philly to reverse the negative effects of flash mobs. They refuse to be the stereotype.
But Philly is only home to rappers and pop artists, right? Like Meek Mills.
Remember me dead broke, look at me up now. I run my city from South Philly back to uptown.
There are a lot of really positive rappers who have emerged from this city, like Will Smith and The Roots. And rap isn't the only type of music that flourishes here. Philly is actually the home of the Academy of Music, where there have been annual concerts here since 1857. The city is home to a rich history of classical music, soul, opera, R&B, and jazz.
All right, but what about the theme song to The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Will Smith is rapping about how he had to escape his dangerous neighborhood in West Philly.
When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel-Air."
Yet another misconception. West Philly has a rich activist history, a strong queer community, and an awesome mix of diverse cultures. There's everything from dozens of beautiful parks to Ethiopian restaurants.
Wait. I thought people only ate cheesesteaks.
Fingers snapping, hands dropping, that one good Japanese slapping, smacking good.
Get a real cheesesteak.
Did you know you can even buy a real Philly cheesesteak at the grocery store, frozen in a bag?
Cheesesteaks? No. Lindsay, do you know that gourmet chef and Iron Chef winner Jose Garces owns 7 restaurants in Philly? There is so much more to eat here than just cheesesteaks. If you want soul food, we got some of the best. We've got Moroccan, Thai, Cuban, Caribbean, anything you want. There's even vegan cheesesteaks for the non-carnivores out there.
All right, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But what about Philly sports? The fans are insane, right? I mean, I always think of this guy who purposely puked on an 11-year-old girl's head.
He actually had his fingers down his mouth and into his throat to make himself vomit.
Classy, Philly.
Well, first of all, that guy was from New Jersey. And second of all, the only sports fans aren't just for the Phillies and the Eagles. The Philadelphia Union Soccer Club has one of the best fan sections in U.S. soccer. There's also the Philadelphia Area Disc Alliance for the ultimate Frisbee players, and you're bound to pick up a soccer game in Fairmount Park.
All right, I guess you got me there. The city doesn't really seem like a bad place at all. The stereotypes must have really gotten to me.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, our country was founded here. Philadelphia was the first capital of the United States. The Declaration of Independence was signed here. Our country's constitution was written here. The first daily newspaper was published here, but enough of that ancient history. Today we've got the Mural Arts Program, the largest public art program in the country, and Fairmount Park is the largest park with 8,000 acres. Shall I go on?
Okay, you've convinced me. It sounds like it's a great place to live and grow up. And at POPPYN, we're here to show you all the great things youth are doing to make their city an even better place.
I hope we helped you learn a little bit about Philly stereotypes and a lot about this great city. Tune in next time for more help with
Breaking It Down.
So, just when you thought it was over, we're back.
Reporting live from the moon. Giving a big POPPYN shout out to PIC, Philadelphia Immigration Cultural Conference on Planet Earth.
Hey, what's going on? This is Aaron and I'm with
Ada Wu.
Some Malik Lee.
Alright, so to my understanding, you guys are the organizers of this event. What inspired you to create an event like this?
What inspired us to create an event like this was the fact that many students are not aware of immigrant issues in their community, and this affects everybody because of the fact that immigrants are everywhere in the United States.
The United States is a country of immigrants. Before the Europeans began to colonize this country in the 1500s, the land belonged to the indigenous people of the Americas. All of us are here because our ancestors immigrated from somewhere else. Anyways, back to Ida.
So this is our 4th annual Philadelphia Immigration Cultural Conference. So this 4th year we are talking about the deportation of refugees, which is affecting us in Philadelphia right now.
Students spent the day participating in workshops and learning from speakers. Speakers came from organizations all over the city that are involved in immigrant affairs. POPPYN talked to a few to see what they were all about.
So Emmett, what was your role in today's event?
Well, I gave a workshop about what to do if the police come to your house, what if they stop you in your car, what happens if immigration comes, and what are your rights as an immigrant or as a citizen.
We're with Dream Activist Pennsylvania. So we're a group of students, immigrant students. Some of us are undocumented, and we organize around the DREAM Act and about immigrant rights and rights for immigrant youth.
How does the DREAM Act help immigrants?
So the DREAM Act is legislation right now in Washington, D.C. that would allow undocumented students that came here at a young age and have good moral character and have lived in the United States for a long time. It would allow them the opportunity to legalize their status if they go to college for 2 years or enlist in the military for 2 years. So it would help us, really, become legal and live without fear and have the freedoms that our friends have as well.
Basically, One Love movement came about when a couple of my friends was deported, and what me and a couple of my friends decided to do, let's get together, let's raise this topic, let's raise the issue, and let's try to get our message heard. Like, why aren't they giving these guys a trial? Why are they just rounding them guys up and just deporting them? Why?
Besides speakers and workshops, the conference celebrated diversity and culture through performances. What brought you out to today's event?
Basically is people like you guys, man. Is we got a whole bunch of these students that came together. They're not getting no extra credit for school or nothing in return for this, but yet they came together on a Saturday to come here and try to learn about the different cultures and immigration policies that's going on in our country.
Today was a POPPYN day. I learned a lot about the issues facing immigrants and immigration. So.
I'm Tasha White.
And I'm Terrence Lewis. And thanks for
you
watching. And see you next time.
Bye.
Wow, Tasha.
Wow, Terrence.
Wow.
Wow, Terrence. Wow.
Yeah, like when y'all walk out this next time, open it like that.
Next time.
Oh, bars.